child, my world was forever changed. My childhood, my mother. I want them back.
With Anya and Chris. Hello, guys.
Hello.
How's your day?
Hello, how are you?
Very well, thank you. I know it's a long day for you, so I really appreciate your time. And congratulations for this amazing movie. What a ride, Chris. Yes. When they show you, Chris, the design of your character, they say, we want you to transform yourself to look like this. All your creative as an actor and the production team, how do you create this tough guy?
He was a huge part of it.
Yeah, it was, George had a few ideas, but there was nothing set in stone. And I had my team, Luca Vanella and Matteo Silvi, and we designed the character with George over a number of weeks and many sort of hair and makeup, prosthetic costume sort of testing. And at times it got a little sort of extreme and out there, and then this is where we landed. And it's nice to, put on the, go through the process in the morning and then look in the mirror and not recognize who's staring back at you. It helps you become the character a bit easier.
Anya, I think that sequence is already iconic. That chase scene, that is a long sequence with a lot of things happening and blowing and in the middle of the desert. I can imagine how difficult it is to create a sequence like that, but for you as an actress, be involved in all that, how was it?
It was amazing, honestly, because yes, of course, there's a lot of action going on, but it's really also telling you the story of an evolution of a character. I think where she starts off in that sequence versus where she ends up is a reintroduction into who this person is now that she's not hiding. It was such a thrill to be a part of something that felt truly adventurous. We were like, we are going to make this happen by hook or by crook. And, it was a really, really big team. So seeing it come to life, it felt very, very exhilarating.
Do you remember any particular wow moment that you stop for a second and say, this is insane?
Oh, goodness, so many. I remember because of the way that we structured it, or that George structured it, I had very specific goals to hit, and mine were all centered around the war rig. So I was like, okay, and after 3 weeks, I'm finally out from underneath the rig. I'm on the side of the car. Like the first time I got to stand up on my own 2 feet, I was thrilled. I was absolutely thrilled. I'd been underneath that war rig for 2 months at that point, so it was nice to stand.
So long process, but the final result is amazing.
Thank you.
And Chris, I hear a lot in the actors, there is more fun to play the bad guy than the hero. So are you agree with that?
It depends, I've had an incredible opportunity, or many opportunities over the years playing the hero, and it's allowed me to do a number of different things. I've loved it. At this point in my life, this was really refreshing, and it was a great departure from what I'd been doing. And, the expectations and rules that the hero needs to sit within, the villain's a little more expansive and is allowed to kind of be contradictory and unpredictable. And so it was an incredible amount of fun, especially with this script that provided such detail and nuance, and the way he spoke was unique to anything I'd read before, and there was a sort of poetry to the language. So.
What is your memory for the classic Mad Max movies? Do you remember any particular scene or part of the saga that you love?
Oh my God, I mean, Charlize kneeling in the desert, I think, is pretty massive. But also, honestly, it's the truck flip in Fury Road through that cavernous, I don't even know what to call it, through that valley.
Yeah.
That truck flip is just like,
I think in the first or the second film, just because the stunts, there was no special effects, and it was on a shoestring budget. And so these were, guys getting in cars and flipping them across the highway, and you could see the heat in the Australian sort of desert outback, and you could see people that was real sweat and probably real blood at times from the injuries and so on, and nowhere near as sort of safe as it has become. So just I guess the sort of the grit to those action scenes in the first film has always stuck with me.
You know what's funny about that though is that I think for us, like actually the most memorable part of all of that is, you know, as soon as it was over, you heard George go, "Is everyone all right?
Is everyone okay?
Is everyone okay?"
Yeah.
Well, congratulations again. Thank you so much for your time, and hope to see you in flesh very soon.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye, love.
Thank you.
Remember me.